Hi guys, in previous lecture we have seen installation of Flutter SDK, Android Studio and their integration. Today I will show you to install Visual Studio Code, Flutter SDK and their integration, and we'll also run first basic program. So let's get started. Go to the browser and first of all we will download the Flutter SDK, then we will download the Visual Studio Code. So search here. So right here, Flutter SDK download. On your first link, select your operating system and select your device. And go to the installation link here. Click here to it will automatically start your downloading. Here you can see Flutter SDK is going to be started. So I have already downloaded this SDK. So I will not going to start again. And second, you will have to install Visual Studio Code. So right here, Visual Studio Code download. Hit the first link. Select your operating system. In my case, I will install for Windows. So select user installer at 64-bit. It will also automatically start it. So don't need to be worried. I will provide both links, download links of this software in description, so you can download directly from by hitting that links. So let's install Visual Studio Code first. Accept the agreement. Select your folder, Visual Studio Code, and create desktop icon. Select these options too and install. Meanwhile, open your command prompt and write Flutter. As you can see, Flutter is still not installed on your machine. So when the installation of Visual Studio Code will be completed, we will start Flutter also. Now, Studio Code installed, you will have to download some extensions to work on Flutter. Go to extensions menu, search Flutter, and installed. In my case, it's already been installed. And you will also have to download install Dart language. And I have already installed the Dart as so you finally have installed the Visual Studio Code. Now let's install the Flutter SDK. When you download the Flutter SDK, you will download this kind of zip file. So just copy this file and move to the C directory, create folder of name src, open this folder and paste it here. So basically when you will try to extract here, so you're basically creating a Flutter folder that's having almost all these things which is required to build or run a Flutter project. So I have already been extracted this zip file. So you need to just right click here and extract here this file, and it will create automatically this folder. So go to the bin directory, copy this path. As you can see, nothing is installed in Flutter right now. So just copy this path, open environment ready variables for your account, go to path, add new, paste it here, and just okay. When you will done it, so open your CMD again, and write. So now you can see Flutter is installed on your machine. Let's move ahead. So if you want to know if Flutter is actually installed on your machine, and all things have been installed which you are required to run your project, so just write Flutter doctor. It will show you all these things which are still pending to install, or in my case everything is already installed. uh, so if you want to check Flutter is correctly installed on your machine and all dependencies and all these things are installed, so you just need to write Flutter doctor. It will show you all the necessary configurations and relevant items which are necessary to install in your machine to run Flutter project. So hit the enter button. So you can see in my case all these things have been installed on my machine. If you are new user to install Flutter, you can observe some exceptions in start, like Windows version, okay, like Android toolchain, and you can also observe issue in Visual Studio and in Android Studio IntelliJ. In my machine, all above softwares are already installed, so uh, it didn't provide me any exception. So it's very necessary to it's very necessary to download Visual Studio Code. Where it is, Visual Studio Code, VS Code, Android Studio, Android Toolchain, observation. It's very necessary to install this VS Code, Android Studio to run your Flutter project. Otherwise, you will observe many exceptions. So let's create first Flutter project. go to the directory where you can save your source code. I'll go to the drive. ADI. Create for Flutter project. Create Flutter project. Flutter create project name. It will automatically generate your dependencies and create your required files in your folder. One thing you should remember, project name in Flutter should be in small letters. No capital letter is accepted here in the Flutter project. The project has been created. Now open Visual Studio Code. Open project folder. I'll save the Flutter first project and select folder. So project has been imported here in Visual Studio Code. For start this project, you will have to run the emulator. And for emulator, we have already downloaded Android Studio. So if you are troubling to download and install Android Studio, so I will provide a link in which I have explained how to download and install Android Studio and run emulator on that. So open Android Studio here. You don't need to hit anything in already created project. So I'll just create a project in Visual Studio Code and I'll use emulator from Android Studio. So go to the device menu and run Pixel 5 with P31 emulator. Starting AVD. I think it's admin started. Yes, it started. So close this application. Now your emulator is ready to receive command that will hit you from Visual Studio Code. So open your terminal. When your emulator is ready to receive command from Visual Studio Code or from Android Studio, so just hit the command flutter run and check if your project is being executed or not. Now you are thinking which code is being run. So go to the lib folder, main.dot file. So basically, this is the entry point of your Flutter application. Uh, and This code is basically boilerplate code, and this provide whenever you create your project. So this project is this page, and this code is basically providing the Flutter by default. So this code is basically is being executed now. So finally, project has been executed in Visual Studio Code, and you can see the logs live from here. When we hit the plus button, it increases the number, and also you can check the logs here. So finally, you have done it. So in this video, we have seen the installation of Flutter and Visual Studio Code and integrated them, and to watch how we have installed the Android Studio with very easy step that you have seen here. So you can go to the description and click the URL that is provided for you, and you can follow to download Android Studio Code.